Hi, I'm John Bermingham with the Board of Supervisors in Upper Mount Bethel Township with Dr. Raso. Thank you, Doctor, for being here.
Good afternoon.
Doctor, how are you feeling? Are you back?
I'm feeling 95% better.
Good. Good to hear. Can you give us the current numbers for Northampton County and specifically Upper Mount Bethel?
Northampton County is got 20,725. We've had 542 deaths. Penargil is 308. Mount Bethel is 158, and Bangor is about 796, I believe. So we're still about 5%, 6% of the total for our area. We still are seeing a pretty good death rate around the country. So that's what's going on right now.
How's Pennsylvania looking overall?
Pennsylvania's still pretty high. Now it seems like our total numbers are starting to slow down a little bit, so that's encouraging.
Good, good. Is there a website that you recommend for Upper Mount Bethel residents to go to in order for them to get the latest numbers?
Well, I usually go on our state's website, and it brings you to a dashboard, and you can focus right on your own, any zip code, and you get it right there.
Okay.
And I think you update it 3 or 4 times a week. Not every day, but a couple times a week.
Okay. Tuesday and Thursday. Thanks. So where is Upper Mount Bethel in terms of getting the vaccine here? I know our first responders are getting the vaccine.
First responders are getting it. Our teachers are getting it. Healthcare workers are getting it. Right now, if you're 75 and above, you can sign up at either one of the hospitals to get it. They have lowered that recently by the state to 65 years. Now, there's also another thing. If you're 16 to 65 and you have some underlying severe medical illness, you can probably get it too. What we mean by underlying severe cancer, severe chronic lung disease, you'll probably get it also.
So the hospitals you're talking about are Lehigh Valley?
And St. Luke's.
Okay. Now, can you explain what the positivity rate means to the people, and how high is a positivity rate where the people should be concerned?
Well, I think our positivity rate right now is in the 70s, and that just looks at the overall amount of people who are being tested and the ones who are coming up positive.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the supply and demand of the current vaccines out there? Is supply running short? Is demand too high?
Well, demand's too high because we have 350 million people in the country and 7 billion people worldwide. And we only have 4 companies right now, 3 companies actually giving out vaccine. That's Moderna, Pfizer, and AstraZeneca. So, of course, yeah, the demand is very high and the supply is very little. Now, I think there'll be probably, by mid-March, 100 million people have probably been vaccinated. I do believe that.
Okay. That's good. That's good to hear.
Because I think right now in January, we're at 3,800,000 for the last 3 weeks. So we're moving along.
What are your personal thoughts at this time? Are you going out? You've had the coronavirus. Are you going out to dinner? Are you having guests over to your house? How are you living these days? Are you precautionary?
Well, I think we still have to be, because you don't know if somebody else hasn't have it. You can't, you don't want to see them get sick. So you still have to practice safety. I think, I'm glad that we're not closing down the country. I think that would probably really put a hallmark on our country pretty soon. However, I think people are starting to return a little bit to normal life, but they still have to be very serious about how they deal with things. They have to wash their hands. They have to keep their mask on, at least outside, or at least in public, with your own family. If you got it, they're going to get it. By experience, I can tell you that's true.
Okay, okay. I have some resident questions for you. First resident question, who should get the COVID-19 vaccine now and who should wait?
Well, definitely any older adult over 75, but the state has pushed it down to 65. Definitely they should get it. Anybody with a severe underlying medical condition, brittle diabetes, chronic lung disease, cancer that's in remission, or they're undergoing chemotherapy, they should get it.
Okay. Which lasts longer, immunity after getting COVID-19 or protection from the COVID-19 vaccines?
Now that's the big question. No one knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't tell you from all the trials that we've done with these two. I can only tell you my own, somebody that I know who had the disease back in March. They got tested for antibodies and they were positive all the way up to December.
Wow.
So that's how long that lasted for that individual. Now we always have to remember some people's immunity is different than others. Some people have very strong immune systems, some people don't.
Okay. What percentage of the population needs to get vaccinated to have herd immunity to COVID-19?
I think the number is anywhere from 20 to 40%. So we really have to start moving along to get everything open.
Okay. And I don't know if you can answer this, but maybe you can. What are the ingredients in COVID-19 vaccines? If I'm pregnant, should I get the vaccine?
Well, the first two vaccines that we have, and right now it's not recommended for pregnant women at all.
Okay.
So we'll take that off. It's not recommended at all right now because we haven't done any studies on it. We don't know what it would do to the fetus. The recommendation, the first two shots are a messenger RNA. And what that does, they give you a piece of RNA which goes into your own cells and makes an antibody. The next two that are coming out are Johnson & Johnson, which is really a single dose, which has some really good success. We're waiting for them to approve that, is a DNA one. And what that one does is it has a piece of the dead virus in it, like your flu shots. It goes to your cells and makes an antibody.
Okay.
And that's a single dose, and they say right now it's about 85% effective also. So.
Okay. How does the CDC make their recommendations on who gets the vaccines and when?
They base it on who has died the easiest, which is your older adults and people with chronic lung disease. And who takes care of these people? Healthcare workers. That's how they come up with it.
Okay. And last question from a resident. How often do we need to get vaccinated? For example, the flu, you get the flu shot once a year. What about this COVID-19 vaccine?
That's another wonderful thing to think about in the future.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll hear about it by the fall.
Okay. All right, Doctor. Well, it's good to see you. I'm glad
Pleasure.
you're feeling better, and thank you for all you do.
All right, pleasure.